Hey guys, Brian here, back about making bone pens. One thing I wanted to warn you about, which I didn't do in the first video, is when you're turning your pen on this disc sander, you have to be very careful of one thing, and that is your fingers and your implements around the table and the actual sander itself. Now it sounds stupid, like that's common sense, but when you're turning this, you have your hand out here and your thumb, and you're working this against this disc. But if you slip, what happens is the sandpaper, being rough, grabs the spindle and jams it down into the table, which, you know, can tear your disc. I got one that tore. There you go. Now, you know, imagine if that's your fingers or something. So I just wanted to make it clear that when you're doing this, you have to make sure, one, that you're not wearing anything dangly. Two, you really have to make sure your hands are back. So I'm going to turn this on for a second. Okay. You want to make sure that your hands are away from the disc. Especially when you first start, because the bone, being very squared off, doesn't turn very smooth until it starts rounding out. So I usually, once I put the tube in, I turn on the sander and I take off all the heavy edges, and I try to round it out by hand first, so it's relatively close to being like this. There's some flat spots which is hard to see, you know, with the lighting and so forth, but you really should try to round it out, because you can hear the flat spots when I turn the disc on, and I first touch it. You can hear it bang, bang, bang. That vroom vroom sound is it skipping between the flat and the round parts. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. Safety is paramount. No one wants to get hurt while doing their hobby. And since I'm putting this out there, advocating the use of the disc sander, making the pens, which does a great job for bone, there are some inherent cautions that need to be taken, and one is to pay attention. I have grabbed my spindle or mandle a couple times in there, and as you can see, kind of the way it's kind of like sanded or roughed up a little bit, it happens. But I didn't want someone to find out by mistake. So be safe, make pens, have fun, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks.